Hey everybody, Jake here and welcome to the hobby. In today's video, I would like to share with you guys some of my favorite Pokemon cards that I've picked up over the last couple of years, but I also wanted to tackle a very interesting subject, which is what is a good Pokemon card? What is a good Pokemon card for you to pick up? What is a good Pokemon card for you to invest in, collect long term? What makes a good Pokemon card artwork or collectible or rise in value? I realize now that this is actually really challenging to discuss because, I'll be honest, I don't like telling people what to collect. At the end of the day, you should collect what you like. You should collect what you enjoy. But I recognize now that a lot of people want to collect the best card, the best artwork, the coolest card, and they don't know what that card is. And they almost want me to tell them what it is, and I really can't say. But in today's video, I hope I can at least go through my thought process on why I pick some of these cards up and what I think is cool about them. So it'll help you guys in the long term, hopefully, if you can understand my own personal perspective. I'm going to tell you, if you think it's a good card, it's a good card. But how do you determine what card is special, unique, cool, artistically pleasing, and going to be hot on the market long term? Well, that's going to be a really tricky question to answer, so hopefully we can get a better understanding of that today. Long-winded, I know, but let's get started. First card up, I got myself a copy of the Charizard EX from the XY era. One of the very few cards from the XY era that I collected. And there's a bunch of reasons why I like this card. There's so many unique areas that make it interesting. It is a Charizard card, but that's not the reason why I collect it. I'm not a Charizard collector, but I enjoy this card because there's so many unique things about it when I picked it up. In this card, you can see that there's multiple different Pokemon in it. It's a very cool card. The holographic pattern is unique to me. As far as a Pokemon card artwork goes, it resonates with me, you know? I see so many unique and special things inside of this card, and it has done very well the last couple of years, honestly. All of these cards have. But if you look at this card, it's got Charizard, but it's also got Flareon and Magmar in the background, and I just think it's cool. So it's a great little collectible inside of my collection. Next card up, same idea. We got ourselves the Blastoise EX. Again, one of the very few cards from the EX era that I chose to collect. There weren't a lot of good cards in the EX era, and I know I'm saying that even though I would say every Pokemon card is good. However, I can't collect every Pokemon card, so I have to be picky, and these are what I consider to be the most special card. And a big reason why this card is cool is, man, just look at it. You got Blastoise on the front, and you got Gyarados and Vaporeon on the background. It was such a unique design for the XY era that it, like I said, really resonated with me. And when you have the Charizard EX and the Blastoise EX standing next to each other on a shelf, it looks so gorgeous. They fit each other dynamically so well that I knew I wanted these two cards specifically. So that's a big reason for me right away. Next card up, very different. We got ourselves a Rayquaza GX. A shiny Rayquaza. Rayquaza is one of my personal favorite legendary Pokemon. It's a lot of people's favorite for a bunch of good reasons. Rayquaza is just a really cool Pokemon. It's a very uniquely designed dragon, and I think a lot of people enjoy that. This is the shiny version of it. There's very few shiny cards of Rayquaza GX. This card was incredibly affordable. It still is extremely affordable. When I picked up this card ungraded, it was going for $8. A card like this can go for over $100 nowadays, so it is not a super expensive card, but I enjoy it and it resonates with me. Another thing I would like to note is that all of the cards inside of this collection is modern cards, and there's a reason for that. I don't think I should really be discussing vintage right now, and a big part of that is, I'll be honest, there are no sleeper cards when it comes to vintage. Everything about vintage Pokemon cards has been talked about to death. If you want to know something about vintage cards, it has existed for years. There's really not anything new to discuss when it comes to vintage Pokemon cards. But when it comes to modern, there's so much more that we can discover. There's just so many sleeper cards when it comes to modern that you never know what a new rising card might be. Another great card, we got the Marnie Full Art card This card I just think is super cool. I'm a very new or recent Full Art Trainer collector. Only been collecting Full Art Trainer cards for around 2 or 3 years now, which is fairly new, but they are a new type of collectible when it comes to Pokemon cards. And like I said, that's just a really nice art piece. If you like a Pokemon card, you have to enjoy the artwork. Don't collect a card if you don't understand why you like it. If you don't even like a card, don't pick it up. I think that's the biggest red flag, is picking up a card that you don't like simply because you think other people will enjoy it. No, you have to like the card first and foremost. And once again, Red's Pikachu. It's such a cool promo. There were very few promo cards that I collected around this area. There were some, but not that many. And this one is so unique in its very design. Fun fact about the Red's Pikachu card. This card sold out every single Pokemon booster pack in Japan. If you wanted to pick up this card, all you had to do was buy 5 Pokemon booster pack from a participating store in Japan. And because of this card, because of this artwork, because of this promotion, Japan sold out of Pokemon cards for a couple of months. You could not buy a booster pack because every booster pack was gone. This promo sold out Pokemon cards. That's how crazy it was. And that's a piece of history, and I just had it inside of my collection. Such a cool card. Next up, we got another fan favorite nowadays, but it was not a fan favorite when it came out, and that is the Latias and Latios Tag Team GX card. Arguably the best alternate art card to come out of the Tag Team GX era. When this card came out, it was going for $10, $20, and this was a sleeper card. People did not recognize this card as being the best alternate art card. People were collecting Pikachu and Zekrom, Charizard and Reshiram. They were collecting a bunch of different alternate art cards and all kinds of other cards, but this card was being slept on, and it wasn't really recognized as an amazing alternate art card until all the tag team cards were released. And I think that's another key important point. If you want to collect something in a specific area, alternate art cards, Full Art Trainer cards, promo cards, whatever it is, you should collect the best card of that era, or whatever you think is the best card. And to me, this is the best card from that era. It was very cheap, but now it's very expensive. But I had to wait until all of the Tag Team GX cards were released before I started picking this up. I did not have a Latias and Latios Tag Team GX inside of my collection until after all of the era was over. And a reason for that is because then you can actually pinpoint what the best card is. So a lot of people right now are currently picking up Umbreon VMAX alternate art, and that is currently the most expensive alternate art card for modern alternate cards. And I'll be honest, I don't love the artwork from Umbreon VMAX, and that's personal. If you love the artwork, that's great, but to me, I don't think it's the best artwork, and I think long term, a different alternate art card is going to outvalue the Umbreon VMAX. Which one is it going to be? I don't know yet. I'm gonna have to wait till the era completely is over with, but time will tell. I think time will tell, and I think the best artwork will win long term because all of these cards have pretty much the exact same supply. So the only difference is going to be their long-term demand, and that long-term demand is all about art. I think that's going to be the key feature. Another card that I had to show off was my Lily Full Art card. This card, once again, like the Latias and Latios Tag Team GX, was not the most expensive card from its era. It was actually one of the cheaper cards inside of Ultra Prism, the set that it came out in. And now it is by far the most expensive. But it took years for it to reach that point when people actually recognize it as being the best Full Art Trainer card. It wasn't recognized as being the best Full Art Trainer card when it came out. But a big part of that was there were so many Full Art Trainer cards, and people just weren't aware of which ones were going to be the best yet. When the dust settled down, the Lily stood out as being the best looking. The artwork is just so gorgeous. If you just look at the background, like just ignore Lily for a second, the background is so vibrant. This card has so much color, art popping out of it. It really shines when you display this card. So there's a big reason why I picked this card up. This card was not cheap. I picked up this card when it was very late in the scene. So I picked up this card for like $700 or $800, which was very expensive. In fact, I was willing to pay that because I was late. You know, I didn't have a Lily inside of my collection. I wasn't a full art trainer collector when I picked up this card, so I took the beating. I took the cost of waiting so long before I recognized the value of this card, and now I'm very happy to have it inside of my collection. I don't regret paying that price for a moment. Alright, so let's go through some rapid fire cards. I think these are going to be more straightforward about why they're good. Some of these cards were already expensive when they came out just because of how people recognize them. It's just being really gorgeous modern cards. But definitely, if you're out in the market and you're looking for good Pokemon cards or special Pokemon cards, look for cards that resonate with you. Look for cards that have eye-catching artworks that you recognize as being special or different or outstanding, you know, a cut above the rest is what I would like to say. And some of these cards, they may not be promo cards, they may be just cards inside of any regular set, but they're still really gorgeous cards, like the Lily card, which is the best full art trainer card in my opinion, or the Latios and Latios Tag Team GX card, which is the best alternate art card in my opinion. So those are the cards that you want to look out for. Cards that you think are the best, not the ones that are currently the most expensive. That may change in a couple of years, but cards that really, really resonate with you, that you think hold a special place in your heart, cards that make you go wow, cards that take your breath away. Those are the cards that you want to collect and are going to stay inside of your collection for years to come. Alright guys, thank you so much for checking out today's video. I hope this has been insightful, and feel free to throw me any questions you guys have on what you guys consider to be a good Pokemon card, and let me know what are some of your favorite Pokemon cards that you've been collecting over the last couple of years. I know there are some really great cards that perhaps even I'm sleeping on, so I'd love to get your guys' opinion on those. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.